really special, so thank you, all of you. So I've been accused of being an optimist, probably because my life has been a combination of hard work and really lucky breaks. A few of you know that I was born in New York City at the Salvation Army Home for Unwed Mothers. And I had the really good fortune to be adopted by amazing parents who adopted me while they were at West Point, Larry and Nancy Thurlow. They can't be here today, but I honor them here today. And because of them, I had a wonderful life growing up in the best state in the nation, the state of Maine. Sorry, Massachusetts. But I do love it there. If it weren't for that fork in the road, I wouldn't have met my husband, and you wouldn't have the opportunity to meet my wonderful family here today. And I most certainly wouldn't have met Don Hicks at the FDIC, and I wouldn't have joined Reading Cooperative Bank, and I wouldn't have become its CEO, and I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today. Not many of us choose a career in banking. It kind of chooses you, but it is a noble industry. And it's not just the dollars and cents. It's helping people transact and save, to buy a home, to start a business, hire more employees, and help folks retire respectfully. I'm proud to be a banker, and I'd like to think that over the years, it's taught me a few things. It's taught me that bankers are the quiet engine behind our local and national economy, that our passion and purpose can change lives and communities as we help people achieve the American dream. I also know that we rarely get credit when things are good, and we always get the blame when things go bad, and we will get painted with the same brush. And when things get really bad and go to hell in a handbasket, maybe a bank fails or a crisis happens, a pandemic, what got us to this point is not going to be the solution for tomorrow. Because one constant I've learned in banking is that we need change. We need curiosity, creativity, innovation, and that will help us navigate the challenges we face now and in the future. We know our communities look to us as leaders for solutions to calm their fears, to protect consumers and their deposits. My friend Mike Briggs once said, "If you don't like change, let's see how you like irrelevance." We need to continue to find ways to adapt to change. I want to begin by thanking my husband and my kids for all their support over the years. The kids were 11, 9, and 7 when I became CEO, so there definitely was a lot of compromising in our household and a lot of daddy pasta. I was really fortunate along my career to have really amazing champions, people sticking up for me. First, Jim Coulter, the CFO at the first bank that I ever worked for, and Marilyn Parks, an early chief lending officer and role model. And that was when there were very few women in lending ranks, and definitely very few in executive ranks. I'm especially grateful to Don Hicks, a predecessor CEO at Reading Cooperative Bank, who is with us here today. Don saw the potential in me when we worked together at the FDIC during the New England banking crisis, and now you know how old I am. He later asked me to join his $70+ million bank, Mutual Bank, in Reading, Massachusetts. I ran the lending department for him, and he mentored me. When he asked me where I wanted to go in banking, I told him I wanted his job, and he helped pave the way. He supported my ambition. He trained me. He sent me to the National School of Banking, which is now Stonier, then my master's, and we would ski together. He would ski patrol at a small mountain in Massachusetts, Mount Wachusett. So instead of golfing, we skied. And as my skiing improved, so did my banking knowledge, because he shared his wisdom and observations for the industry. Beyond that, though, as he prepared to retire and was putting a succession plan in place at our bank, he had a frank discussion with our bank's all-male board. He asked them whether or not they would be willing to have a female CEO. And how about a woman under 40? He gave a challenge for change. And here I am. You know the answer. We need more of Dawn's direct, open dialogue today. My female peers in banking have made extraordinary strides in every level of banking today. And yet, I know even in my state and in others, there are fewer women bank CEOs than when I took this role in 2006. And I have to say, that's kind of a shame, because we're pretty good at it. Right, Kristen? So we really need to consider how can we proactively expand the path of talented women and people of color to our C-suites. And I'm not saying that we let people in the side door, we don't let them jump the line, we just simply need to make sure that access is available to everyone. There are a lot of dads in this audience today, dads of kick-ass girls, who deserve the same shot at the C-suite as their brothers do. ABA will continue its work creatively to expand opportunities for women in banking. We need to make a change, and the Walker Initiative that ABA is working on is another step in that journey that you'll be hearing more about. At our bank, we've been working on access in a different way, access to banking services. For decades, Reading Cooperative Bank did good business as a mutual community bank in Reading and surrounding suburban communities. We were founded in 1886 as part of a movement of cooperative banking in Massachusetts, and banks like ours spread across the Commonwealth, allowing men and women working in factories to own their own homes, rather than living in deplorable conditions in factory housing. Reflecting on those foundational values, we explored where today you find working men and women, the strivers, the immigrants who are seeking the American dream, and it turns out they weren't very far away. The city of Lawrence is 20 minutes from Reading, Massachusetts, but it is a world away. It's one of those drive-around cities referred to by the Boston Globe as, and I quote, the city of the damned. How would you feel if you lived there? The city is one of Massachusetts' poorest. It's almost completely Spanish-speaking, with a large concentration of Dominican and Puerto Rican families. We could have entered Lawrence with our standard branch strategy and product set, and we could have entered with a basket of assumptions. We could have brought our savior mindset, but something better happened. We went there and we listened and learned. And today we have a new branch in that community that's 100% staffed by Spanish speakers. We developed a suite of wraparound products designed to meet the community needs that they told us they had. So we offer credit builder loans, small dollar loans, check cashing for non-customers, bill payment services for cash customers. We also offer a no overdraft bank on certified checking account, and we open accounts for non-US citizens. And we offer all those services in Spanish. The immigrant community in Lawrence and beyond is entrepreneurial and industrious. The drive for the American dream is alive and well. So rather than opening in wealthy communities and competing on price, we've found ourselves building trust and growing with the Latino community with minimal competition. And to address the misconception that there's no money in majority-minority communities, I can attest, it's false. The money's there, you just can't see it until you earn the community's trust. When people are working 2 and 3 jobs to achieve the American dream, these are the customers we want. We want to fund their home purchase, bank their business, and help them invest for retirement. For consumers to be truly successful, they need access to all of the banking system. So clearly, we're very proud to be a mutual cooperative bank, but that doesn't mean we can rest on our laurels. A special thank you goes to Tony Patty, Phil Bryan, Karen Tavernese, and Shanna Cahalan. They all work at Reading Cooperative Bank and are amazing team members. I also have a couple board members here today, Mike and Jim. The board was enthusiastic about me taking this role because they knew that Reading Cooperative Bank had a special story to tell. My colleagues know I like new ideas and tech, but we don't embrace fintech for fintech's sake. We work to make sure we're open to innovation to meet our mission, and that just might be fintech, or it just might be thinking differently about how we do our business better to serve our customers. A few years ago, Rob Nichols tapped me to chair the ABA's core committee. Working with peer banks, We learned about many core systems that we didn't even know existed, including new and innovative players from around the world. It's hard to innovate without a supportive core. The work our committee has done is foundational to improve innovation for all banks. And I'm so thrilled that some of our core platform committee members are here today. Reading Cooperative Bank also was a founding member of Alloy Labs, a consortium of more than 80 community banks today, and I know there are members here from Alloy Labs. This partnership has helped us think differently, to define and refine and build our innovation muscle. We're learning to be agile, to design for the customer's experience, and to test, learn, and iterate. And these behaviors don't come naturally in banking. Our inclination is to eradicate risk and comply, but we need to take care that we don't comply ourselves into irrelevance in the minds of our customers. At Alloy Labs, we identified P2P payments as a pain point that we wanted to solve for our customers, and we partnered with 10 other banks that agreed. Our bank customers had chosen Venmo, and so our MVP was to put Venmo in our mobile app. Sharing cost and development resources, our partnership developed a payment protocol called Chuck. Unlike Venmo or Zelle, Chuck is an open loop network that allows the sender to transact fully in our secure banking app. But it goes one step further, and it gives the recipient the ability to decide how they want the payment in their Venmo account, on their bank account, on debit rails, on ACH. And in the future, we can continue to build RTP, Starbucks, some other wallet. And now we're working on a partnership with a different fintech to embed gift card purchases the same way. And that's how we're working to differentiate ourselves. But banks often fall into a sea of sameness because we select our core, and then we all offer the same services that that core offers. We're locked in. The core committee is advocating for you to increase the openness of cores and unlock access to APIs, regardless of the bank or the core. We all talk about how we put our customer first, about how good we are at customer service, how we keep transactions secure, we keep your deposits secure. Of course we do. We're banks, that's our job. But the challenge and the opportunity is to be open to change and be nimble, to try new things, to differentiate, to keep consumers and deposits inside our bank, and to be relevant. Before I close, I'd like to take a moment to thank two people who have stayed very nimble this year. Dan and Diana Robb. You come from a different part of the country, a different type of bank, a rural bank. The diversity in our banking system is a big part of what makes our country successful and our banking system successful. The Robs said yes to every invitation they possibly could this year and presented a positive vision for our industry wherever they went. Thank you for all your service. And as good as our industry is now, we can be even better. We need to do what Don Hicks did for me so many years ago and ask hard questions. And that's what I commit to doing for you this year as your chair, to make sure we stay laser focused on what we need to challenge. Here are some of the things I'm thinking about. The deposit volatility of the past few years. What is the future of the banking business? How much business, particularly recently, has migrated outside of the banking system, and how is that regulated? Will our legacy cores be able to support the velocity and the volume of the innovation we as an industry need to serve our customers? What can we learn from fintech firms and online-only banks? And how will traditional banks meet the needs of increasingly diverse communities like our Lawrence? Latinos are the fastest growing demographic in our country. Minority groups need full access to the banking system to chart their success. And how can we build and diversify our C-suites and workforces? And what can we do differently to advocate on our behalf on Capitol Hill, in our state capitals, and with our regulatory agencies? Whether it's financial inclusion, DE&I, innovation, or just the blocking and tackling of the basic banking model, we always need to ask ourselves the hard questions. We can never assume that we have everything figured out. That's what I'm thinking about. Over the days and months ahead, please let me know what you're thinking about. And thank you for the opportunity to serve you and this wonderful industry we love. Thank you. And now for my first act as ABA Chair, it's my great honor to announce and present the Community Commitment Awards on behalf of the ABA Foundation.